You're going to get divorced because she talks to some dude and she's an emotional friend to some dude? You're going to get divorced over that? You're going to be more bummed out about that?
Friend? No. Also understand something. It's very easy for me to broad stroke and say this because in my mind, I am so unbelievably confident that my wife is never going to do anything like this.
Absolutely. We both are.
So that's why it's hard to put the abstract out there. It's an abstract concept to me, so that's why I think I'm so confident to just say, like, I wouldn't care because I know that it's not plausible. I know it's not plausible. I know there's nothing that's going to happen.
But I think Chris might be the most enraged out of all of us.
I don't know. I'd be pretty bad. I would definitely. It would be a major issue.
Of course.
One thing I will say, I
was just going to say, you see how he gets when a girl has bad breath. God only knows what's going to happen.
You see, your breath smells like Chris. Honey, what's up?
Sorry, Keith, we were saying, I just had to get that out there.
I will say that I was so enraged when I found this out that like I did take her phone and start to dial the guy.
No. Dude,
until she pulled the phone out of my hand.
You were joking about it before. I want to check your freezer for cowheads. You're right there.
In
dude.
retrospect, thinking back, maybe it was an overreaction, but that's the whole thing. Like, this dude planned it out over the course of months.
Could we reenact like what you would have said? I'll be the guy, and you reenact. Like, can you go back
all I was
there?
going to say is, all right. So you want to meet me for lunch, right? That's all I had. Like,
hello, singular. Yes, I'd like to know how many phone calls she made to this number. Like, that's where you're at. That's where.
What are you talking about? I get an entire list. That's what spurred on the whole fight.
Yeah, I don't.
No, I'm not joking.
Wait, what were you going to say to him?
What did she say though? What was her reason for not telling you?
Because I, in the past, randomly brought up this guy in a fight in an irrational way, saying, and you know what? Well, you don't need to hang out with that dude either. You don't need to have like boyfriends. And I was fighting about we were fighting about something, and I brought up the fact about how like all she has is guy friends, and yeah, it was an irrational, stupid thing, but like, so she just decided that I can't ever like tell him I'm gonna hang out with this person if I do. And I said, well, if it was that important, why didn't you just tell me, well, this is how it's going to be? You know, like all of a sudden you're all timid and scared, you know, like you're the girl with the biggest mouth on the planet, you know, like, is
now, is this a guy that you know? Is this a guy that you know? So say if it was like me or Brian, well, maybe not Brian, because she loves him, but maybe like me or Chris, like who, like, would you be as bummed if we went out to lunch?
No, then I would just think it's completely off the wall.
Yeah.
And I'd probably be more mad at you guys for not wanting to go to lunch with me. It's not a guy I know. It's a guy I know the same way she does through, like, internet things. And
have you seen a picture of him?
Yeah.
Is he attractive?
Nah.
I mean, come on, be honest. Is he more attractive than you? You could be honest.
I also have self-hate, so I'm going to say yes to everyone, you know? Like, throw that in there.
So you have a little bit of jealousy
This also
towards
goes
the
back
guy.
to my OCD, which she called out the OCD thing during the fight. Like, how my obsessive compulsiveness is driving us to this.
So you're a little jealous of the guy. You don't know him. I mean,
and
you
then
have a right
didn't
to
like
be...
the idea that, like, that she was, like, making plans that on my day off she'll meet him for lunch. You know, when I'm working on her day off, she'll meet him for lunch, and I flipped out.
Oh, dude, I wish it was on a day when you were off. That would mean you could hang.
That's true.
But I won't
and you know what, though?
house.
I will say this. Even afterwards, I even said to her, you know what? You can even still invite him over here. And I don't even care. I'll be friends with him. If it's that important to be friends with this person, don't ever tell me, like, oh, you're at work, so I'm going to meet this dude. Because that's just ruined at this point.
Dude,
so I honestly don't think I'm that crazy. Like,
Is everything all right at home, dude? Are you okay? You all right, man?
Yeah, it's fine now. Okay. That dude's dead.
As long as she stops meeting people.
Yeah, so well, yeah, man.
Vanessa's silence is creeping me out.
Vanessa, are you married?
I'm shacked up. I'm not married.
You're not married, but you have a partner.
Yeah, but because I was married and it didn't go so well, so that made me a little bit. I wasn't like looking to jump in, but we own a house together, and
well, I could agree with that though.
5 years.
Because if I had a bad marriage, like if this ended, I don't think I could get myself.
You don't think you'd get married again?
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Go through.
Well, and I mean, just about as bad as things can be done to a person, having to do with like all of these topics, cheating and those things. That's what was done to me. So it's like yeah, there's a little gun shy.
Would you get married? You wouldn't get married again, Vanessa? Is once was
no,
enough?
I would.
You would?
Would you marry Fred?
I would, but I'd be
that's-
more
I would have never.
conscientious.
Yeah.
I would have never expected that you would say that. I would assume that you would just be in like maybe a forever term, not even just long term, a forever term relationship with someone again. I wouldn't imagine that you'd be ready to take the proverbial plunge again. I wouldn't imagine that.
Just be common law.
You wouldn't imagine that
you would that
I would, or what?
yeah, would. I wouldn't imagine that you would that would be something that something that you would entertain again. You're a better person than I. Had I had a similar experience to you, I don't think I could. I gotta be. It's not even just like had a.
Yeah, if you get divorced, would you get married? You wouldn't.
I don't
get
think
married
I would
again.
want to get. I would think yeah, this is a one-time thing for me.
Yeah.
If it's over between me and my wife for whatever reason, and like I said before, I can't imagine that it ever will be. And keep these tapes just in case, because it'll be funny for me to laugh at later if that turns out.
Yeah, because I honestly think when you get married, it's like the kind of this whole
is
thing,
it.
like, oh wow, we're so in love when we get married. Like, I don't think that. Like, I understand people feel it's the thing they should do, but like, it's kind of like as corny as it is to say, "I've been there, done that" kind of thing. At this point, if this marriage falls apart, I'm not saying I won't even ever maybe live with somebody after that, but it's like I'm not going through the whole charade
It's
again.
not even a marriage thing. I'm telling you, it's like it's more age. Like if my girlfriend when my girlfriend wises up and drops me like a bad habit, I'm not even gonna date again.
Really? No more sex for Brian?
It's over.
See, I disagree with that.
I'm never going there.
Like I was just saying, Vanessa, I understand the idea of a long-term relationship or even a forever term relationship after that. I just couldn't imagine marrying another person again.
Okay, but then there's, I guess that maybe right afterwards I thought to myself, like, okay, I tried that didn't work, I'll never do that again. But as time goes on, like, you just, you start to realize it's like, wait, I can't, like, throw the baby out with the bathwater, like, just because one person was a lunatic, like, like, I made a bad decision in who I trusted previously. That doesn't mean that there's no one out there to be trusted.
I guess it's all a matter of where your state of mind is.
And it's not to say that you're not going to trust a person and not be with them. It's just the whole marriage, specifically marriage.
I took marriage seriously, but someone I was married to didn't.
Yes.
And so that doesn't mean that I won't ever take it seriously again. I still have it in me to take it seriously.
Yeah, well,
It's
also understand, I have a totally different perspective on it. You're the person that's had the bad experience there, and I'm the person that's still in the middle of a good experience there. So it's a different
Right.
dynamic.
I'm kind of on the fence right now. It depends on where this is going.
Honestly, depending on where these internet messages keep going.
I mean, you guys. I know you're married, all right. You love the person that you're with, but you don't have any sort of want to be with another person, to have
Physically?
sex. Yes, physically. To be
Sure, of course.
That's what I mean.
And that's the whole point. I don't think I'm being disingenuous. I don't think I'm being what's the word I'm looking for? Bad. That's the word. I don't think I'm being bad to my wife in thinking these things.
You're not being in bed to her. It's okay.
Yeah, I don't think I'm being, I can't think what the word I'm thinking.
I think any human, my wife included, or any human that tries to say they do not have a sexual fantasy about somebody else is just lying and being a bad liar about it, for that matter.
But
acting upon it is.
I personally will never act upon it. I
Hey,
have
Chris.
Well, no, that's a different
What's
thing. That doesn't count. That doesn't count, right? The same sex stuff is cool.
No, yeah.
It's off
We
the
go
board.
by
pass.
prison rules. So
Right, exactly. Obviously, and this room is a prison. This room is a prison while my wife is in the kitchen.
Bride, give me that shank.
Yeah. I just don't.
I love it when you talk dirty to me, Freddie.
You get the urges, dude. You get urges.
Of course, I think it's normal. I think that's normal.
It's maybe sometimes you go a couple of months without doing it. You try to get it with somebody else.
Bro, how long have you been married?
A couple of months.
I was going to say it's already happened.
Oh,
huh?
What was that,
You've been
Vanessa?
married like 3 months.
No, I got
You've
married
been married like 3 months. You're already like.
July 16th. I got married.
Yeah, you.
For the record, I was listening this week to the show the day after Fred got married. He was here, and oh no, I'm sorry. I was listening to the week before that, and we were Vanessa. You were doing a report about the guy that, speaking of, drove his car into the mall and ran some people over because his girlfriend broke up with him. And Fred says, just so casually, and nobody caught it, says, I hate my fiance more than anything in the world, but I would never drive a car to the mall.
Those are jokes for the radio, Keith. That's Fred. It's Radio Fred and regular Fred. That was Radio Fred.
Obviously.
I love you, honey.